Welcome to Understanding the Potential Impact of Too Much Screen Time, a presentation for parents and caregivers of young children. This presentation was funded by the Connecticut Office of Early Childhood through the Governor's Education Emergency Relief Fund in partnership with NEAT, the RESC Alliance, and All Our Kin. This presentation was created by educational consultants from Learn Regional Educational Service Center. In this video, we will discuss the potential impact of too much screen time on your child's eyes and development. We will also provide tips for families to counteract the effects of screen time. There are many reasons to set limits on your child's screen time. For example, to encourage outdoor play and healthy activity, to foster healthy sleep habits, and to promote in-person social relationships. Eye health is another. Here are some of the ways screen time can affect kids' eyes. Eye fatigue. Eye fatigue is characterized by eye discomfort, dimness of vision, and a headache. It can be caused by overuse of the eye, for example, while focusing too long on a screen. Any glare on the screen can further strain the eyes. Children with eye fatigue may complain of headaches, eye pain, feeling tired. They may also lose interest in tasks like reading. Another issue is that kids focus so intensely on their screens. This prolonged close focus attention adds to the eye fatigue. Dry and irritated eyes can also be caused by excessive screen time. Studies show that people of all ages blink far less often when concentrating on a screen, which in turn causes the eyes to dry out. A clear and stable tear film on the eye surface is essential for clear vision. This problem can be worse for children who may have to look up at a screen that's positioned for adult use. A third problem is a loss of focus flexibility. When children's eyes stay focused close up for long periods, they can find it difficult to adjust to distance vision later. Generally, that's a short-term problem, and the eyes adjust back to their normal flexibility. And finally, nearsightedness. Kids who are on screens are typically indoors. Exposure to natural daylight is critical to developing eyes. Kids need time playing outside for their health, but also for their eyes. Studies have found that children who spend more time indoors are more likely to develop nearsightedness. The exact process is still being studied, but researchers believe UV light, as long as the eyes are protected from intense sunlight, plays an important role in healthy eye development. The rate of nearsightedness in children has increased dramatically over the past 30 years. Since focusing on a near task, such as reading, writing, or staring at a screen, increases the demand on eyes' microscopic focusing system, eyes need a break to reset their focusing systems. Use the 20-20-22 rule. During any visual task, encourage your child to break focus every 20 minutes, to take a break for 20 seconds, and focus on something at least 20 feet away. Adults should use this trick too. The final two is a recommendation for 2 hours of outdoor play each day to simulate the healthy development of the focusing system on children's eyes and ward off nearsightedness. Kids aren't always the best judge of time, especially when they're engrossed in a game or movie, so consider using a timer to encourage those breaks. The smaller and closer a screen is, the harder your child's eyes must work to focus on it. Doctors recommend that screens should be held at a distance from your child. 1 foot away for phones, 2 feet away for laptops and desks, and 10 feet away for television screens. Much of it has been debated about blue light since 2020. The American Academy of Ophthalmology contends there is no scientific evidence that demonstrates blue light from electronic devices is harmful or damaging to one's eyes. Therefore, the American Academy of Ophthalmology does not recommend the use of blue light blocking lenses. A better strategy is to practice consistent, healthy habits to protect your and your child's eyes during screen time. Here are a few tips for parents and caregivers. Protect your child's eyes using the blink strategy. The B stands for blink. Blinking helps moisturize the eyes. Again, use a 20-minute timer to look at an object 20 feet away for 20 seconds. L stands for lubricate. The American Academy of Ophthalmology recommends lubricating your eyes with artificial tears throughout the day. Artificial tear ointment might also be helpful at night as well. If your house is dry, consider a humidifier. The I stands for inches away. Pay attention to the distance between your screen and your child's eyes. Set the screen so your child is looking at it downward slightly. Also avoid using screens outside or in brightly lit areas to avoid glare. The N stands for near device breaks. Remember the 20-20-22 rule. Encourage children to go outside or play with a pet, sibling, or non-electronic toys when taking breaks from online learning or computer use. Or look out the window for 20 seconds after completing a level in a video game. And finally, K stands for knowing your sources. Accept eye health information from only trusted sources, like a pediatrician, the American Academy of Ophthalmology, or the American Association of Pediatric Ophthalmology. While we've just talked about the impact of screen time on your child's eyes, there are other possible implications. Research has made connections between disproportionate screen time and children having challenges with language development, critical thinking, reasoning, attention, reading, social competencies, sleep, and screen addiction. Here are some tips for parents and caregivers to help your child counteract the effects of screen time. First, listening, moving, and interacting with music. Encourage kids to move and shake to the music, or consider challenging kids to imitate the sounds that they hear. Next, have your children read books, even if they can't actually read yet. Holding books and flipping pages can set kids up for a future love of reading. Consider asking kids to read to a family pet or a stuffed animal. Also consider bringing audiobooks into the home. Playing audiobooks helps with language acquisition, imagination, and critical listening skills. It will also help them to learn to read later in life. Pediatricians recommend setting up a comfy space where your child can play with toys while listening to an age-appropriate story. And finally, we all know that there are times where we need to have the child engaged in a device. So pediatricians recommend choosing short educational programming rather than handing a child a tablet or a phone. This is especially true if it includes characters interacting and playing cooperatively to model good social skills. Some good examples are Sesame Street or Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood.